Good morning, all our viewers, and welcome to this program. And we are pleased to bring to you the Agricultural Finance Corporation, which today is represented ably, I might add, by Mr. Shepherd Kondo, who is head of their leasing division. Mr. Kondo, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning to you.
It's good to see you.
Thank you.
Right. It doesn't seem such a long time ago when the president himself, Comrade Mnangagwa, was here to relaunch what is now the reconstituted, if I may use that word, Agricultural Finance Corporation with its entities. What are these entities that now form AFC?
Okay, we've got the AFC Leasing Company, which I'm heading. We also have the AFC Commercial Bank, which was formerly Agribank.
Right.
We have AFC Insurance, and we have the Land and Development Bank. Those are the four subsidiaries which form AFC Holdings.
Well, this is exciting, and obviously this reconstitution or reconfiguration is or has been motivated to suit the times. And what are the times for those who are players in this area of agriculture, which is so critical to Zimbabwe?
Look, Zimbabwe is an agriculture-based economy, and I'm sure you know that the demand for land is high and is continuing to increase, meaning that the maximum farm sizes are going to be smaller and smaller, and the demand for having equipment, owning your own piece of equipment, will no longer be necessary or of necessity. A lot of our farmers have gone onto the land without any piece of equipment. A lot of our farmers have gone onto the land without any form of capital or inputs to farm. And a lot of our farmers, when they farm, they need surety that, look, whatever they are going to grow will be secured one way or the other. And a lot of our farmers have to be bankable. So basically, in that way, I've actually summarized the four divisions, what we do. The leasing company, we come in by providing farm equipment from land preparation right up to harvesting and post-harvesting. AFC Insurance is there to ensure the farmer that in times whereby there is a drought or there is a hazard, the crop is insured. The Land and Development Bank is there to provide farmers with the financial muscle to put up a crop onto the land in the form of inputs, fertilizers, and when they sell their produce, they can bank with the AFC Commercial Bank. So AFC Holdings is there for the farmer, is there to look after the farmer in all aspects when he grows his crop, right up to the time he markets his crop. You find that a lot of our farmers have got maximum farm sizes of 50, 70 hectares. It does not justify owning capital equipment like a tractor, like a combine harvester. The AFC Leasing Company is there now to come in and assist the farmer in providing tillage services, in providing crop care services, in providing harvesting services for the farmer. We've recently been harvesting wheat, and we are currently winding the wheat harvest. I'm sure you all agree with me that this year has been an early start to the season. Normally we expect our rains to come around about the 15th to the 20th. That's when we got germination rains. But this year the rain started 2 weeks earlier. And we still have some farmers. We had planted, we wait a late wheat crop, which is still in the land and still has got to be harvested. But the majority of the crop has been harvested because we have been fortunate enough to be equipped with combine harvesters, which have been assisting farmers. And leasing company, together with other players like private companies and other institutions, have been harvesting the wheat crop for the farmer.
This is interesting because it suggests a background where all sorts of things have been taken care of on behalf of the farmers in your community. You talk about AFC itself preparing the technical side of it, but also addressing what is the personal side of it. So we see the risk management together with the need for farmers now to develop themselves as individuals, you point out to the need for them to be prepared. Are you seeing this corresponding growth in farmers' own ability to be able to address these many changes?
Yes, of course. We also have to try and address and advise and teach the farmers that these services are now available for them. I think about 2 weeks ago, the first Pumbudza insurance scheme was launched in Rushinga, where Pumbudza farmers got the benefit of an insurance scheme, which was actually pioneered by AFC Insurance or AFC Holdings. So it's early days. We have to teach the farmer, we have to promote and sell these services to the farmer, because those services are available for the farmers.
Well, to all our farmers, the opportunities are right there. You heard Mr. Kondo himself. There is a saying that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Yeah. It appears to me that all of AFC structures are ready now to offer this holistic service.
Definitely, definitely. We are actually expanding, and as leasing company, we are now moving at a step further. We are decentralizing this leasing company. We are going to go into the provinces, into the districts. We have set up cluster centers in almost 22 centers around the country.
22?
22, yes.
This is amazing.
Yeah, but we feel that we need to do a lot more by going deep down into the rural area and into the communal areas and into the farming communities, whereby we are identifying what we call peer leaders in areas, and we set up small equipment centers. I think before you came in, we were actually discussing with 2 potential small micro mechanization centers, whereby we will put in tractors there, we will put in a limited number of equipment which can service an area, an area constituting possibly 5,000 households. So we are going to do that countrywide. And by so doing, we will make each and every farmer out there get access to mechanization services. You are aware that this country, a lot of our farmers have lost cattle with some of the diseases that have been happening within the livestock sector.
Right.
And a lot of our farmers have lost draft power. We are not yet late, but we have not promoted this program, but we have already started it, and we are going to move forward doing it.
This is exciting news, though.
We are also looking at assisting the livestock sector. I'm sure you are very much aware that this country has got a shortage of milk to the tune of around about 50 million liters a year. We are looking at partnering off-takers within the dairy sector, whereby, as leasing company, we look at small-scale irrigation schemes, whereby we go in, we do the land preparation, we plant the maize, we process the silage, and as the farmers sell their milk to the off-takers, we then get paid for the services. Obviously, we are going to try and make an arrangement with some of these off-takers that, look, they also give us some small finance to cater for things like repairs and maintenance for equipment, fuel, all those things. But we are trying to make sure that let's get the small-scale livestock or dairy producers to produce milk, and get the off-taker take care of the payments when the farmer delivers the product to the off-taker.
You've touched on a few issues there. So what I'd like to do is to have us just sort of walk backwards and then pick out one by one. Yeah. Am I correct that we are seeing a shift in our environment where it is not so much ownership that matters of resources, but utilization?
Correctly. Look, when you're a farmer now, one thing they say, you don't even have to own the piece of land, but get access to the piece of land.
Right.
I think you're aware that there are partnerships which are taking place in the agricultural landscape, For those farmers who have got land, but they cannot utilize it, they can partner someone. We are also more or less doing the same thing by providing the means of utilizing that land in the form of mechanization, from land preparation, planting, crop care, up to harvesting. So as a farmer, once you've got access to land, you don't have to buy a tractor.
Absolutely.
You don't have to buy a combine harvester. Even if you're a top farmer, a top grower, getting fantastic yields, you don't need to own that piece of equipment. The leasing company is there for you, to come and access farm equipment. Look, this has been necessitated by the agreements the government has made. I think you are aware of the Belarus mechanization scheme.
Mm-hmm.
We are riding on that. You're also aware of the John Deere mechanization scheme. We're also riding on that. And I'm sure many more initiatives are going to come. But as leasing company, we are not just going to wait for government to do government-to-government initiatives. We also have to come up with our own initiatives, because what we have currently are what we call the farm power, or the available tractor power. A tractor on its own cannot do anything. You need implements, you need attachments to put behind that piece of equipment. And as mechanization experts, we say that, look, any tractor, regardless of what size, should have at least 3 pieces of equipment or implements it can utilize. And as leasing company, we are also taking the initiative on our own to try and access some of those implements. And we started last year by acquiring disc harrows. This year, we've also acquired chisel plows. Basically, they are combination tillers which we can use for conservation tillage purposes to speed up the land prep, to speed up the establishment of a crop. So we are also taking the initiative forward by not just waiting for central government to assist us, but we are also trying to get or use our own initiatives to try and acquire equipment, whereby we partner private players within the Agricultural Dealers and Manufacturers Association, access equipment, or approach original equipment manufacturers, whereby we can re-equip or equip the leasing company so that we offer a full package to the farmer.
Well, this is exciting. The idea, or the concept rather, that it is leasing is not new in Zimbabwe, but it's certainly new to the farming community. So you talk about adding capacity to those who don't. What about access? Yes, the leasing division now has been going, judging from our conversation, for about a year. And how can you be accessed? There are people now receiving this particular program who want to know how they can reach you, Mr. Kondo.
You can access us by going to any AFC commercial branch countrywide. You can put in all your inquiries in there. We are also developing what we call a booking platform, whereby once it's up and running, we will be promoting it. And any farmer who wants to access services from the leasing company can actually access that booking platform. That booking platform will be like, sorry to say this, what we use when we want to access EcoCash or One Money. You know, it will be as simple as that. If you've got a phone, it's USSD based, that's how you can access the leasing company. But primarily, we have got representatives as well within the provinces. We have got field officers within the provinces. We are also promoting ourselves through electronic and print media advertising. And this is one form as well of promoting the leasing company. And whereby we are giving out our telephone numbers. But surely, as we move forward, the booking platform, the advertising initiatives we are doing, the branch network the bank has, I'm sure it's giving us quite some mileage and access to those farmers who do not know or who want to access some of our services.
Now that all of this is available through the leasing division for AFC, how important is it that the individual themselves be well enough organized to take advantage of what you have on offer? Kurongeka pachako muno, as it were. How important is this?
That's the most important thing, because look, all these services obviously come with a small fee.
Yes.
We are not doing these services for free. And I must say that our services are our terms are very, very flexible. We don't demand anything upfront. I can give an example whereby this year we have been doing work for irrigation schemes in places like Mshandike irrigation scheme, whereby we did over 200 hectares of 0.5 hectare plot holders. And a lot of those farmers were paying their services through grain as a form of payment. So it is important that the farmer himself gets organized. It is important that the farmer makes sure that, look, firstly, you've got access to the land. You've got you've got a program which you as a farmer wants to implement. The farmer tells us what he wants done on his land. If it's land prep, it might be ripping, it might be disking, it might be chisel plowing. We'll do it for you. The planting aspect, in terms of plant populations, in terms of fertilizer applications, in terms of crop care, we do that with the farmer. And you can only do with the farmer kanaka rongeka achizia.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So clarity is important to all our farmers who are with us on this program. It's important that you yourself be very clear about your desired results. But that's all very well in talking about the farmer. Let's go back now to the leasing division and yourselves internally. What range of machinery is available for our farmers?
Currently, we are having tractors. We have plenty of tractors available. And we have got land preparation equipment in the form of plows. We have acquired our own disc harrows. We have acquired our own reapers. And recently we have acquired combination tillage equipment, which are like chisel plows. You can actually prepare your land as well as creating a seedbed for planting, especially for those farmers who are now planting and who are late in planting, because it's a faster way of preparing your land. We also have combine harvesters. We have a full range of combine harvesters, from small machines which can work in small fields to large machines which can work in big fields. We are also in the process right now, as I mentioned earlier, of acquiring more implements so that we can utilize a lot of the available horsepower within our ranks. And most of the implements we'll be acquiring will be tillage equipment, planting equipment, forage making equipment, hay making equipment. And it's work in progress. We cannot, I think Rome was not built in a day.
No, it wasn't.
We cannot get all that equipment we want at once, but I think the journey of 1,000 miles starts with 1 foot, and I think we've already started. We are some Ks down the road. And
good. Yeah. So solutions are on the horizon.
Yeah.
Which is really exciting. Yeah. So let's now talk about, we've talked about the range of machinery, but going back a little bit to an exciting term that you used, I think you said every region you will select as AFC a peer.
Well, what we're doing now, what we're actually doing, we want to decentralize the leasing.
Right.
So that it's not available in main urban centers. So what we're going to do is, what we're actually doing is that we go into an area, we've already started doing that.
Right.
We identify what we call peer leaders or leaders, community leaders.
Peer leaders,
yeah.
Okay.
We can identify community leaders in an area. We say, okay, look, we go there, we set up a mini mechanization center.
Right.
Say, for example, We have identified one. I was in Chikomba district this weekend, whereby we're going to set up a mini mechanization center at a center called Sumkai Development Trust. These are organized. These are farmers who've organized themselves. They've got a committee. We're going to give them tractors to work in their field for a fee. For argument's sake, they are paying us with their last year's soybean harvest and sunflower harvest. That's what they're going to pay us for the service we're going to do for them. But now these tractors are going to provide service for that community.
Right.
A farmer in that Chikomba East area who wants any land tilled or any land planted can access mechanization service from this trust.
Via the peer leader.
Via the peer leader.
Right.
They've got a committee, and they identify where the farmer is. They know the farmers themselves. These tractors are tracked for your own information, so we can actually see what those tractors are actually doing in that area. The tractors are mobilized to go and do tillage for the farmers. The farmer can pay with their produce from last season. Some farmers are fortunate enough, they've got children who are in the diaspora who are giving them money, and they can pay a small fee as a deposit. We do the work for the farmer. As they harvest, we also get our share.
True.
We are getting some deposit because, look, we are dealing with farm equipment. It needs servicing. It needs repairs. You need to buy filters. We cannot just do that for free. So we are saying, okay, there is a service which we are offering, but pay us something you can afford. The rest can come when you harvest, as they send the crop through GMB or whatever. The other way as well is for them to approach the land bank. The land bank can offer them credit in the form of farm inputs. The land bank then pays us for the services, and we do work for them. We are also going to incorporate AFC insurance as we do work for those farmers. So we have established 3 so far. I'm talking of Chikomba. We're going to do one in Bushu. We're going to do another one in Mtoko. And these are the centers which will be coordinated by like a provincial manager.
Right.
And the provincial manager will have field officers who will be monitoring the activities of our equipment and activities of the farmers as well.
Terrific. That's really good news.
Yeah.
So, mindful of our time, Mr. Kondo, let's bring our focus now to the cost side of it. What documentation do our farmers need to have in place in order to make sure that they gain access to all the leasing equipment that you have available?
Basically, what we need when a farmer engages the AFC Leasing company, obviously is the basic KYC, know your customer. We will need the customer's full name, customer's ID. That's very important. We need the customer's location, which means address. From there, we give you a proposal. You tell us what you want done on your farm. We give you a proposal, and then we start the negotiation. Okay, look, the operation will cost you X amount. So how shall we move forward? One farmer might say, I've got 2-3 bags of maize or wheat or whatever crop they'll have harvested. We take that, we retire that through the GMB or through the marketing agencies, and we start doing work for the farmer.
Well and good, and well, thank you for that background. Yeah. Viewers, we've been talking to Mr. Shepard Kondo, who is the General Manager for AFC Leasing Division. He's given us an oversight of the transformation that's happened within the group, and more specifically, his own division in terms of leasing and what it will enable you to do in enhancing your capacity. So perhaps as we come to a close, Mr. Kondo, I think that one of the most compelling reasons why our farmers should continue to stay tuned is to know why it is important for leasing to be a part of their lives. What can we say as we bring matters to a close? Why is leasing a solution to something that was obviously missing in their lives?
Well, as a farmer, you might have the land, you might have the seed, you might have access to water, but if you don't have the means to till the land, you are not able to utilize that land. And then I think as a leasing company, we are coming in with solutions, mechanization solutions, which are going to provide the farmer with the means and ways of utilizing that land fully. I think it's incumbent upon us as Zimbabweans to make sure that we are able to build our country, we are able to feed ourselves, and we can only do that when we have all the means of doing so. I believe that we've got the expertise, we have got the right leadership in place, which is leading us, because without that leadership, all these initiatives would not have been there. So we need to thank the current leadership of the country, because they've come with these initiatives, and we are just implementing the vision of the bigger picture which has been put in place.
Well, that's terrific. And thank you, Mr. Kondo, for your time. Well, to all our viewers, thank you once again. It's been great to have you on board. And we are thankful for the company today, specifically of the Agricultural Finance Corporation. They are a group you have always known, but are coming back to you in a reconfigured way that is more relevant to your needs today, that will not only give you leasing, but a whole host of other solutions that will make sure that you start and finish whatever it is that you are doing, as long as it is concerned with agriculture. This program, of course, has been brought to you by the Zimbabwe Agribusiness Forum, and they are the proud hosts and drivers of this particular program. And I am sure that we will be coming back with more updates in the very near future.